Hello, my name is Dr. Crystal Abbots, and I am a lover of life. I'm here to share educational and inspirational stories to guide you in becoming the person you desire to be, using storytelling to make this a comfortable and safe space for you to feel more connected to me, someone else, yourself, or the world around you. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share this space as the free spirited doctor. Hello, thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to talk with you a little bit about viewing the world through the eyes of a child. I'm going to start with a little story about our son. He woke up this morning, cuddled in next to me. I love that. He was all cuddled in and he woke up. His eyes weren't even fully awake yet. He didn't even say good morning or anything. He just sat straight up, crawled off the bed, and went straight for the window. And he was so excited. And he opened up the blinds and peeked through and he said, Mom, our tomato plant, the baby tomato plant is growing. Look, Mom, look. I have to find our sister. I have to find my sister. Oh my goodness. The excitement, the joy, the enthusiasm. Who would have thought? First thing in the morning, an almost 3-year-old boy would go looking for the tomato plant that we planted in the yard a couple days ago. My goodness. To wake up with that joy and excitement every day, could you imagine how your life would be different? Could you imagine how your daily tasks, your job, your interactions would be a little bit different if you had that much enthusiasm? What if you wanted to share your excitement and your experiences with your loved ones or your friends or your coworkers? What if you had a small plant that wasn't even doing anything yet? Well, in my mind, it's not doing anything. In his mind, it's the whole world. But what if you had this little plant and you shared all that enthusiasm and excitement and you went and told your coworkers about it? Or you told your husband or your wife or your partner, oh my goodness, look at that tomato plant. Look, Mom, look. He grabbed my hand. He tried to pull me out of bed so I could look through the crooked blinds and see this tomato plant that I couldn't even see yet because it's so tiny. My goodness. Could you imagine? Imagine the feeling, the emotion, to have that sense of wonder, to have that sense of excitement, to have that energy first thing in the morning. He didn't need a cup of coffee. He didn't need a Red Bull. He didn't need his morning stretches or routines. Nothing. The little boy just got straight up and went straight for the window. Now, I'm going to tell you about this tomato plant. My husband brought it home from work in a small pot a couple days ago. One of his coworkers, I think, grew it from seed or from a stem. I'm not sure. Anyway, the small seedling, not even a flower on it yet, maybe about 8 inches tall. That's it. In a small ceramic pot. He brought that home and showed our kids, and they were overjoyed. And we left it on our son's dresser for and one night, I think. And we put some water in it, and we talked about it. And then our daughter was so excited because we were going to put it on her dresser the next day. Oh, this little tomato plant brought so much joy into our home. Whew, it also brought so much sadness. Because let me tell you, I think it was the next day we decided it was probably big enough. And we found a spot in the yard. My husband got a shovel. Our son helped dig a hole. And they planted this little tomato plant. And my husband put a tomato cage around it. And our daughter helped to water it. And it was the most beautiful thing. Our kiddos loved that little tomato plant. But then the next day, our daughter looked up at me and she said, Mom, how come I didn't get the tomato plant? I said, Sophia, what are you talking about? The tomato plant's in our yard. He's growing. And she said, Mom, it was on Henry's dresser, but not mine. I thought I was going to have a turn with it in my room. Oh, sweetie. I knelt down beside her and I gave her a great big hug and I let her lean into me. And she just collapsed on me and she said, the tomato plant was going to be on Henry's dresser for one night, then my dresser for one night, and then yours and Dad's dresser for one night, and then in the yard. And I said, oh dear, I guess we changed our minds. I'm so sorry. Now, could you imagine the joy and then the sadness? Life is an emotional roller coaster. How do we respond to that? How do we process all of this? Whew, that's a lot. There's a lot going on in the eyes of these little kiddos, in their little world. A gift that was given to them, an opportunity that was given but then taken away so abruptly. In our minds, it wasn't taken away, it was just changed, right? We still have the tomato plant, it's in our backyard, but it's not on our daughter's dresser. Oh my goodness. And then our son, for him to wake up so excited to show us and to share and say, it's growing, it's growing. Was it growing? I don't know. Probably. Can we see it? Probably not. Could he see it? In his imagination and in his mind? Absolutely. So now here's a lesson in all of this. To view the world through the eyes of a child, to bring the wonder, the passion, the creativity to everyday life experiences. And not just to the experiences that come to us naturally, but to look for the experiences, to look for the wonder, to look for the magic around us. That is what it means to view the world through the eyes of a child. The natural curiosity, amazement, and excitement that our son brought to the morning, my goodness, talk about shifting the energy in our home. I like to start each day with gratitude. And today, I was incredibly grateful for the opportunity we have to share this yard, this space, the gift that we have to grow plants. My goodness. I was also grateful for the excitement and the shift in energy as Henry was so excited and jumped up and down and pulled on the blinds. I didn't even care that they were about to break. And he was just so excited. And he went and tried to wake up his sister to share that joy with her. Could you imagine? I'm going to say it again. Could you imagine if every time you experienced a little bit of joy, you shared that with a friend or a neighbor or a loved one? The world would be so different. Your little world that you live in, your own personal bubble, would be so different. If you could view the world through the eyes of a child with the wonder and amazement and share that excitement with others. And so I challenge you today, or whenever it is that you have, actually, no, today, right now, today, not when you have time for it. I challenge you today. Think of something that happened this week, yesterday, today. Think of something that happened that you could share with someone else. Something positive, uplifting, the little bit of excitement. Our children, they found a frog in the yard. They found two frogs. Our daughter named one Marshmallow and she named one Watermelon. Two frogs. The joy and the excitement. No, don't touch the frogs. That's gross. Go wash your hands. No way, Mom. No, don't stop that. Let them play. Let them explore the habitat of the creatures around us. Let them learn in nature, in the yard, with the frog. That excitement, the love, the kindness, the gentle touch as she carried this little froggy all around the yard. The compassion. Oh my goodness. I had to crouch down to her level and say, Sophia, please don't kiss the froggy. Okay? You can hold him and then put him in the grass and we're going to go wash your hands with soap and water. But my Mom, he's so cute. Do you want him to touch you? No. My goodness. Okay. Here he is on my face. Okay, another example. Ducky. We have this duck in the neighborhood. He wanders the neighborhood. I think it's called a Peking duck. I'm not sure. He's got a red face, white body, but he is the most gentle, sweetest duck. Kind of like the size of a goose. But he's here and he says good morning to us. And he says good evening and good afternoon. He's here in the morning when I take the kids to school. And he's in our yard again at the end of the day when I bring them home from school. And the joy, the excitement that this duck brings, I cannot explain it to you. Okay, so I've given the example of the tomato plant, the frogs, and the duck. All found in nature, the simplest of things. As an adult, would you share these stories with your friends? Maybe, maybe not. But when we view the world through the eyes of a child, we can see the excitement. We can see the joy and the natural wonder that comes with it. What if our everyday tasks were viewed through the eyes of a child? The simplest thing, like washing dishes and making a waterfall down the dirty dishes into the other side of the sink. The simplest things, like switching the laundry from the washing machine to the dryer and making that light go on and off and on and off without closing the door. I challenge you today, find something that is a little bit awe-inspiring. I challenge you to find the magic, find the natural curiosity, the wonder, the joy a child might find and experience in your everyday tasks. One part of the challenge is to find that, to feel that. So part 1, you find it. Step 2, you feel it. Step 3, I want you to share that experience, that joy, that task, whatever it is. You share your story with somebody, with the excitement and the enthusiasm our son had when he talked about this tomato plant. So now I challenge you again. Be grateful. Every day be grateful. Start your morning with the eyes of a child, the wonder and amazement as you experience life around you. As you look in your home, as you look in your yard, be grateful for what you have. And that's all I have today. My name is Dr. Crystal Abbott's. Free Spirited Doctor is the name of this podcast. If you want to head over to the website, you can learn a bit more. It's www.legacywellnessmi.com. And there are all sorts of resources on there. There are online booking for Thai massage therapy, sports massage therapy, and soon I will have a retail line available for some products that I truly believe can work wonders in the way you do life. So with that, get on with your challenge, and I would love to hear about it.